Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, everybody listening. My name is Cory McKnight, and you are now listening to another episode of Cory Comments On. You can join me right here every Friday at 6 p.m. for the show on allwnyradio.com, and please do, or else I'll be sad. So I like when people listen to the show. It's Friday, January 25th, 2019, and it is National Opposite Day. So I figure, what better way to celebrate Opposite Day than instead of doing my normal, good podcast, I'm just going to do a bad show today. So if it's terrible, it's because it's Opposite Day. I swear. Friday, January 25th is also the NHL All-Star Skills Competition tonight at 9 o'clock on NBC, and your Buffalo Sabres, Jack Eichel and Jeff Skinner, will be involved, not only in the skills comp tonight, but also in the All-Star game tomorrow, also on NBC. Check it out. I'm really excited that Jeff Skinner got voted in, because we were only going to have Jack Eichel representing Buffalo, and Skinner has been a madman scoring goals, so he really deserved to get in there, and he got voted in by the fans, so good job, Sabres fans, and Jeff Skinner fans in general, because he's a cool dude, scoring a lot of goals this year. So they'll be in action tonight and tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. But before we move on from the hockey that I'm always rambling on about on the show, real quick, something that caught my attention about this All-Star thing this weekend is that the NHL is apparently bringing back the puck tracking technology that they used to have in, I believe, like the late 90s, early 2000s maybe, when I was just a young lad watching hockey, learning about the game. And you would watch the puck get shot in or whatever, or at the net, and there would be this either red or blue computerized trail that would follow the puck, because apparently, for the common man or woman, the layman, the puck is too hard to see and track, I guess, without some kind of like artificial computer-generated stripe behind it that's like fucking neon red or blue. So they're going to like test that tonight, I guess, and in the All-Star game tomorrow, and see how people react to it, bringing back the puck tracker, which was a fucking joke. I think Fox was the one that introduced it, or maybe ESPN, I don't know, back when they used to actually play hockey games, and people just like shit on it globally. Like, this is so stupid. But they're going to bring it back, because why not revive stupid ideas? Like the XFL. XFL still coming back, maybe next year. Stupid idea, but why not revive it? Fuck it. So look out for the puck tracking technology tonight and tomorrow when you're watching All-Star Weekend, because they might introduce it next season for regular games. So if you're watching NBC and you're getting into your rivalry Wednesday or whatever it is, whoever's playing, and you see this awkward blue or red track behind the puck, just change the channel, I guess, because I don't want to support that kind of fuckery. It's so dumb. So hopefully it doesn't like get brought back full time. That's what I want to talk about hockey. Hockey out of the way. We can finally talk about other things. Quickly, moving on to the humongous story in my region, but also in also all of Western New York, really, because there's more than one region involved. Busy week for the Greece Police Department, for all the wrong reasons, unfortunately. And the biggest story by far was the fact that 3 guys and 1 teenager have been charged in a bomb plot, like a terrorist bomb plot attack on a Muslim community in Binghamton. So guys from Rochester that were raised in Greece had gotten together, these 3 guys and their accomplice, who was a minor, 16 years old, and the other guys are like in their 20s. And they came up with, through social media and through their gaming consoles, apparently, and like ways you can chat, came up with this plan to gather a bunch of guns, and by a bunch, I mean 23 guns. That's more than a bunch, probably. So let me amend that. They were going to gather a shitload of guns, so 23 in total, and then make homemade explosives as well, like IEDs, if you will. Improvised explosive devices, and they were going to take these things down to Binghamton to a Muslim-only community, I believe it's called Islamburg, and they were going to kill as many people as possible. And their plot was only stopped because the minor that's involved in the case said something that he shouldn't have, and some minors that are amazing, awesome people reported it, and that is why authorities stepped in. The entire thing was foiled by loose lips sinking the ship, thank God. Apparently, the minor that's involved with the bomb plot was in school last week and showed a picture of some unidentified person to another group of students and made the comment that, wow, this guy looks like the next school shooter, doesn't he? And the group of students that saw the picture and saw this other student say that were kind of put off by it and decided to tell some adults, who then, I think, passed it on to the police. And when that minor was eventually caught up with and being interviewed about what that was all about, he spilled the beans on this whole bomb plot, that he was involved with other 3 grown men that, who knows how they're all associated. But I guess the adults were in Boy Scouts together as younger guys, but I don't know how they knew this minor that was in high school, only 16 years old, and they're like in their 20s. What's going on with that? But of course, the 3 adults, who are probably the masterminds behind the whole thing, I'm assuming, had the minor keep the 3 bombs or IEDs at his house. So all the guns, this bunch of guns, shitload of guns they gathered, were all legally registered. They're all legal weapons, so they didn't steal them or anything. Or I guess it's not illegal to have a shitload of guns. It's America. But they made sure that the bombs were on the premises of the minor, the 16-year-old, and when he got caught up with, oh boy, he's going to learn a harsh lesson from this one, because he is being held on $1 million bail for having those 3 explosive devices on his property and for being a part of this terrorist plot here that these guys came up with. The adults, the other 3, are also facing charges. One of them bailed out for a lot of money. I can't remember how much it was, but he had to pay a lot to get out. I think $100,000 bond, if I remember. The other 2, I believe, are still in the county jail, and fuck all of them. This shit is crazy. I cannot believe that this type of thing is going on just a few blocks down from where I live, really. And then there was another incident involving a bomb the next day after this all broke and these guys were finally charged and named and shamed in the news. The next day, another guy had a pipe bomb in his possession over a drug deal that went bad or something like that. He was trying to get revenge, and he is only a few blocks down from where I live, too. What is going on? The times they are a-changin', I tell you what. We got to build our own IEDs now, and I don't know. Could get into a gun control debate for like the next 20 or 30 minutes, but I'm probably going to hold off on that. But all I'm going to say is that 23 guns, and they gathered them in the blink of an eye, too. They didn't really have to do much to get all that weaponry together. Something's got to be wrong with that picture. You figure it out. You decide. I'm hoping for federal charges against these guys, not just on a state, local level, whatever. FBI might be involved, federal charges might be involved, and I hope that they are, because this is fucking domestic terrorism, and it's bullshit, and I was really sickened by it. I don't know. So I want to get that off my chest, just how ridiculous that story is and how much the times they are changing, and can we just, take care of our neighbors and not fucking make bombs and stuff? And the biggest thing out of all this is that I wanted to really commend the kids that stepped up and told the adult about what they saw at school, about a kid that was acting sketchy, and look what he was getting into. If he never gave himself up like that and said something weird, this thing might have gone through, and you never know. So it was a really good example of see something, say something, and shout out to those kids. That's what we should really focus on. You guys did the right thing. What do you think about all of this? Should the FBI get involved with this case? Should there be federal charges? Is $1 million bail too harsh for a 16-year-old? I want to know about that, too. That's one of the hot-button issues in this whole story. Will you be watching the All-Star game, the skills competition, and are you hyped for puck tracking technology to come back? Let me know on Twitter at @WNY We can talk about whatever you'd like. And join me again next Friday for another installment of Cory Comments On. Please, won't you? I'll be here at 6 p.m. on All WNY Radio. Hope to see you there. Cory McKnight, signing off. Everybody have a great weekend. Take care.